how many fields are there on my this application? My 1, 2, 3, my first name, last name, email address, username, password, and your mobile number. So similarly for that, I have created one database table, and this table is what it is doing. It is storing the values that you are going to put inside that thing. So I think in the from the first component which I have already told you about how to create your GUI application. So over there, the most common methods which we are going to use over there is get text as well as set text. So get text basically what, whenever you are basically accessing or fetching that text. Set text, whatever the text you want to set on that text box. Okay, so in that scenario, you what you want, you can use that thing. Okay, so similarly, so what I want to do, whatever the entry I want to create inside this thing. Okay, so whatever the text I am writing inside these text boxes, if I'm going to click it on my this register button, so I am performing action listener method. Okay, so I'm performing event handling of which your action listener type method. So in
Sir,
that method, yes.
sir, radio buttons will use action listener or item listener?
Which button?
Radio button.
Radio button will comes under your, it depends like in which category you want to use it. Okay, so what you do whenever you are going to click it over there na, so you can perform item listener also. Generally your radio buttons are generally used for your item listener activities. Okay, because generally as you can see over there, whenever you are writing like male and female, suppose you are, and you want to like whenever you are entering something in that text, and then you want to enable as well as disable. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you about my this thing. Okay, here I just want to tell you one more thing, that is that component is also important. Okay, that method is also important. That is your text, I think, text field. Okay, let me show you. There is a one more method. Okay, that is text field. So as you already know that what is text field is an object which is referring our text field. Text field dot get uh, what is the method? There is a method. I think I forgot about the name of that method. Hmm. Once I'm going to, I will tell you after that. Okay, there is a method which I'm going to tell you about that thing. Right now I just forget about the name of that method. So okay, so I'm going to explain you that method once it comes into my mind. Okay, so what we have created right now, we have just created all these fields. Now what I want, I just want to insert the entries of these fields into my databases, whatever the database I've created. So what I do, I just go click it on my register button. So as you can see over there, again I have created a action listener for my which button, your this button, new button. Okay, this is the button for register button. So if you are going to click it on this button, so what are the operations that we are going to perform? So as you can see over there, this what over there what we are doing, same operations we have already performed. So over there we have created these strings variable. These string variable are doing what? They are just fetching. Okay, they are just holding whatever the text you are going to write it in those fields, like your full name, your name, whatever your mobile number, and all those things. Whatever the things that are there. Okay, so like your full name, if you want to fetch that thing, so you have to use a method name, that is your get text. Okay, so that is your first get your text field 1, text field 2, text field 3, text field 4, as and so on. So once you have added this thing, and after that you can also perform some other functionalities also. Like suppose if I want to add some sort of functionality that I just want to find out the length of my this text field 4n. What is your text field 4n? Text field 4n is this thing. Okay, I'm telling you, this is my text field 4n. Okay, my mobile number, and I just want to find out the length of my mobile number. What will be the length of my mobile number? If I want to use these such kind of functionality, then what I can do, I just call this text field dot length. So I think you have already used various methods of your strings whenever you are performing string operations. So length will return you the number what is the length of this text field for. So if you have entered 10 digit number, so it is going to return you 10. So my len is going to store the value, it is going to assign over there for, if you are going to execute it, is 10. Okay, similarly after that you are just executing this your if you want to fetch your password also. After that, if you are not having, if your length is not at all 10, okay, if your mobile number length is exceeding as well, not less than as well as greater than your 10, then in that scenario it is going to show you one dialog box which is telling you that okay, enter a valid number. Okay, while I'm not performing other operations also, okay, I can perform it. It depends upon my application. Now the main component that comes into your part, that is your JDBC part. Okay, and this part you should know about that thing. So whenever you are performing your JDBC part, so I can show you with the help of my this example, so that it becomes very easier for you to understand. Okay. So see, right now you are having Java application. Like for what is your Java application? So right now we are creating our Swing application. Okay, Swing GUI application we have created. Now we are also having driver connector also. How? Because you know that we have already downloaded a connector of MySQL and your this JDBC connector. We are having our database also. If you don't have database, then you cannot access it. Okay, so it is mandatory that your machine should have that database. So currently we are having MySQL database. So what is the main thing you want? You need a connection, the connection between your driver and your database. So how you are going to perform this connection? So for that thing you have to write some statement. So the statement which you are going to write it over there is this statement. So this over there, what you are going to do, use, you are just creating, this is what connection is, an interface, and you are creating using a reference variable of your connection interface, and this is what your class. Okay, driver manager is a class. So these classes are there inside your SQL. Okay, that one more important thing. So whenever you want your Java database connectivity, so over there you have to import one more package, and that package is your import java.sql. So this is the package which you have to import. Okay, if you are not importing this package, then you cannot perform the functionalities like your driver manager class. How you are going to access that driver manager class? Through this package. Your package is SQL package. Okay, so now what we are doing over there, see, this is my driver manager, and this inside your driver manager you are having a get connection method, through which what you are doing, you are basically creating a connection. So you are creating a connection. So this is the syntax which you need to follow. So on my lecture slides also I have already mentioned this thing. Let me show you. Yeah, these part. So if you want to connect your application with your MySQL, then you have to follow this URL format. If you want to access, if suppose it might be possible that some of you might download Oracle database. Okay, so in that scenario, in that you need a connection. You have to write this URL format. So for they have already means that is there. You have to follow these URL format. So right now we are basically performing our database connectivity with our MySQL database. So that is why we are following our this URL format. Okay, so that is why, as you can see over there, we are performing JDBC. So I am also telling you that why we are writing all these things. So we are basically performing Java database connectivity with which database? Our MySQL database. And where is this MySQL database is located? It is located on my machine. So if anything is located on my machine, you just write localhost. Okay, even if you are going to write your own IP address, your machine IP address, it will work fine. Okay, but here what we are writing, we are just writing localhost, and I can show you over there also. See, your local host and 3306, and which port number it is using. Generally your MySQL workbench is going to use your port 3306. But suppose if you are getting some if your MySQL is not using is using some different port, then you just open your MySQL workbench and you just see like which what is a port number of your this MySQL workbench. Okay, so currently it is 3306. So that is why I have written 3306. Now Now after that, what I want, I just want to access my database. Which database I want to access, because there are various databases that are available inside my in my machine, okay, in my local host machine. So I want to access which database? My Bennett registration database. So I have just written Bennett registration database. So now I can access my Bennett registration database, but for that I just need authentication, okay, authorization. So because if you can any person can basically access your database. Okay, so for that thing, that person should know and should have an idea about your username as well as password. If that person is not having an idea about your what is your username as well as password, he or she cannot access your database. Okay, so that is why I have just written root over there, so I can show you over there. So this is my root. Okay, so my username is root, and I have already told you you can also set your password also. So I have set it my password as root123. Okay, so you can use any password. So through this line, what you are doing, basically you are accessing, creating a connection between your Java application and your MySQL. Where is your MySQL? Your local host machine MySQL. Okay, and which database you want to access? You cannot access all the database at a single time. So at a time you can access only one database. So which database you are accessing? Your Bennett registration database, and you should know your username password also, your MySQL. Okay, so here
Okay.
your yes.
So if we have more than one table in one database, it will access all the tables or single table.
Sorry.
So if we have more than one table in the database, it will access all the both table sorry, it will access all the table or one table.
No, I am telling you about that thing. Okay, the question which you are asking. So he is asking me about that if we have created this Bennett registration, because we are accessing Bennett registration database right in our Bennett registration right now we are having only one table. Okay, but what happens, suppose if we are accessing our SYS database. So as you can see over there in our SYS database we are having how many tables? So let me open. Here also we are having only one table. Let me open in Sakila. Okay, in Sakila, how many tables you are having? You are having all these tables. So how are we able to access all the databases, all the tables at a time? Yes, you can access all these tables. Okay, so if you are basically accessing your database, it means you can access any table that are basically being there inside your this database. Okay, that is inside your Bennett registration database. So you can access any table that are basically being there inside your Bennett registration database. But for that you have to execute that query. So as I've already told you that the queries are like you have to select that. So what we are doing right now, I can tell you like that it is not like exactly what we are doing, but exactly what we are doing I can tell you from this statement. So the statement which we are writing it over there, na, like Bennett registration root, your root 123. So through this, what we are doing, we are basically executing this line. This line is telling us what, that we are accessing our this Bennett registration database. Okay, so this is the database, basically we are accessing it. So it is just telling us about that this is a database, you are accessing it. Now inside this thing, if you want to access, if suppose there are various tables that are available inside that thing, then you have to execute the query for that particular table. So right now, if I just want to access my account table, then I have to write a query for my account table. But I can access any table that are there inside your Bennett registration database. Okay. So now I have a key. Okay. Now I am having a key through which what I can do, I can access my database. So whatever the database I am having. Now what I want to make what is the main functionality of me of my this application of my application. Main functionality is that whatever the field that are there inside in your application, you want to insert those entries inside in this database. Okay, so for that what you have to do, you have to execute some query. Okay, so those query, so I think I have already gone through this query also, that is your insert into. Okay, I think, can I show that you that query through Control Z if it is possible? Yeah. So over there, as you can see over there, what query I have written? I have written insert into extra class values bu123, and this is the thing. These are the things what I have done. I have just created. Okay. If I want to insert some values on my database, So which database value? I have just over there I just inserted value on my Java class table. Okay, so similarly, if you want to execute these such kind of things, then in that scenario, what you do, I just want to execute a query. So I have created a string. So even I am going to tell you, but you should follow these things also because it is very readable thing. Okay, so that is why you just create one string whose name is query. You can use any name. Okay, it is not mandatory you have to write query, but it is very understandable. So that is why what I am doing, I am just using your string name as what your query. So over there you can see over there I have just written a query insert into account. Okay, so what is account? Account is my table. So I can show you. Yeah, this is my table. I am accessing my this table. Which table? My account table. So you can see this is my account table. Okay, now inside my account table, what I am doing, I am basically inserting some values. Okay, so how I am inserting those values through these variables, and what these variable is holding, these variable are holding the text which we are basically entering in our text, these text field. Okay, so according to the theory, or you can say that theory of our transitivity, what we are doing, we are entering our text in these text field, and through these text field, what we are doing, we are basically inserting it into our table. So we have just returned this text field one. So through this, what we are doing, we have just, this is our query which we have written. What it is doing, this query is inserting whatever the thing, whatever the entry you want to enter. After that thing, so again I am going to go back to my lecture slide, and this thing I think I have already explained. So these are the things which you need to do. First, register. Right nowadays it is not required because there is SPI call in your Eclipse as well as NetBeans, so it is going by automatically, it is going to register your driver. Okay, so we have performed get connection thing. Okay, now there is a important component, that is your statement. So I'm going to tell you about what is a statement. What is your statement object? Okay, so through diagram I can tell you. So there is a statement object. So once you have created, this is your Java application driver connection. So this thing, when once you have created, now there is a need of a statement object. So what is the importance of your statement object? Once you are going to create your statement object, statement object is used to basically take your query from your Java application to your database. Okay, so you can say it like that, it is a kind of a bus. What is the functionality of that bus? It is just whatever the queries that you are writing in your Java application, it is picking those queries and it is basically executing it in your database. Okay, so that is the main functionality of your statement object. And what is the main functionality of your result set is whatever the results you are going to get it. Okay, whatever the results you are going to get it after executing your statement object query, that object, that result is going to be stored in your result set. Okay, now we'll see that part also. So for that thing, what I have done, we have created our statement object. And this statement object, as you already know that if you are having a truck, you can assume it that your statement is what your truck. So truck, if you want to go from your place to some other place, so it needs a road. Okay, so for road there is a object, that is your connection method. So we have created a road also, through which method, through which object reference pointer, your connection reference pointer. Okay, so over there you can see over there, this is holding this operation. Okay, so you are using this connection operation, and what you are doing, basically you are executing this thing. What you are doing, you are creating your statement. Okay, so after that, what you are doing, once you are creating this statement, through this thing, what you are doing, you are executing your query. So I'm not going into this code. If I can, I will go after this thing. Okay, I'm not telling you about this code because it will give you, you will get confused if I'm going to tell you about that thing. Okay, so but I'm telling you about this statement. So this statement is going to do what? This statement is basically executing your query. Okay, so whatever the operation you want to perform. So right now what I want to perform, I want to perform your execute update method. So I can show you that what are the methods that are there inside your if you want to use your statement interface. Okay, so you can see over there. So these are the query, these are the statement interfaces that are available. Okay, your execute query, your execute update. So right now what we are doing, we are basically inserting some data in your database. So that is why the method which you are going to call over there is your execute update. Generally, if you want to access your data, so I have already told you, like whenever you want to execute that query, select star from your table name, then in that scenario you have to use this method, your execute query method. But right now we want to insert some data, then in that scenario you have to call this method, and that method is which method? Your execute method. And this execute method is doing what? It is basically, and this you are holding this query. So whatever the query you have written inside in your query variable, so it is going to update this thing. So once it is going to execute this query, so let's see what so these are the basic functionalities you are going to perform over there. Okay, so you are basically performing you, so whatever the query you are writing it over there, you are basically performing it here. Same query you are writing it. Okay, insert into this thing. Okay, so let's see what we are doing. We are basically executing this code. So over there, I haven't added any functionality. Okay, I am just writing Mohit, my last name Sajwan, my email address like mohit.sajwan@Bennett. So even one more thing, you can also add some of the validator also. Okay, validator means if your email address is not containing @ that then in that scenario it will give you an error. Okay, so how can you write these such kind of code? You just go through, whenever you are going to click on your register button, just check if, just write, and just you can use loop also, and there are various methods also. Okay, just figure it out whether that string what you are getting it from your, whether this text field is containing any button, sorry, character. If it is containing character, then continue. Otherwise no need to perform this your registration operation. Okay, otherwise you cannot perform this registration operation. So it's up to you. Okay, the whatever the question you are going to get it in your exam. So suppose over there I haven't added that functionality. Okay, this thing, my username is Mohit, password is 12345. So I am telling you my password also 12345, and my number is, let's assume 7762924175. Let's assume. So if I am going to register it, see, I have registered my number. So it is taking, so yeah, so it is showing, welcome Mohit, your account is successfully created. So you can see over there, it is showing me which it is showing me this thing. Why? Because I have entered something. So I have already told you, if you want to create any dialog box, so for that thing you need this J option pane class. So this is a J option pane class, and it is calling which method? There is a static method name as your show message dialog method, and over there what you are doing, you just want to show, okay, welcome message. So that you can ask me that, sir, how can it show me this name Mohit? So as you can see over there, this string message, okay, it is holding this text field n, and text field 1 is my first field. Okay, so it is taking this text field n. Okay, text field of n variable. So that is why now I just want to see on my database whether my database is having that whether I have created my database on my database table. So again, what I have to do, I have just write use your Bennett registration and select star from my table name is account. So if I'm going to execute this query, so see, you can see Mohit Sajwan, mohit.sajwan@bennett.edu.in 12345. My name Mohit as well as 77624155. Why